Hey everyone, in this video we will discuss the fuzzy join option with the inner join. So we have two tables and we'll just do an inner join and then we'll see the fuzzy options, join options in the Power Query editor. So let's start. So I'll just give you a quick overview of the tables I've got. So I've got an employee table, so it's employee ID, employee name and department. So there are 10 rows here. And then there's a sales table and it's also got 10 rows, so same sales ID, and then there's employee name, and then the sales amount. And I'll just show you a few things quickly. We join on the employee name table, and not all the values are matching. So when we do an inner join, essentially, only one field joins. So let's just start quickly by building a merge join. So I'm on the home tab. I go to merge queries, and I click on merge queries as new. And here I'll use the employee table on the left side and I will use the sales table on the right side, and we'll join on the employee name. And we will, instead of left outer, we'll just do an inner join. So when we do an inner join, it's saying only one row matches. So I hit OK here and it'll create the table for us. So I'll just call this table inner join, fuzzy inner join experiment, and I'll hit enter. And you can see there's only one, so let's just expand this so we get all the values from the sales table. So we've got Emily Davis and she has sold $75 worth of stuff for us. So now let's go back to the gear icon and start playing around. So now we've only got Emily, and then there are some fuzzy matching. So let's say if I say use fuzzy matching, it's still going, hey, there are 6 matches. So let's click OK. And we'll go to the expanded rows because we've already expanded them. And then all of a sudden you can see Emily is matching, Adrian is matching, we've got Sarah Johnson, we've got 2 John Smiths. We've got Jackie Chan, so essentially it's just matched by taking the space out, and then Sarah Johnson. So we'll just go again to the option. And we'll start looking at the fuzzy map option. So I've got this few options. So if I take this out, match by combining text parts. It's saying 5, so where is the mismatch going? So I'll show you first before I do this. So you can see Jackie Chan, it's taken the space off to combine, and that's what that option was referencing. So let's say if I go back again and I untick that option. So I'll just untick that option, match by combining text parts. So it's now 5. So if you go, you'll see there's no Jackie Chan in the output. See? So the Jackie Chan is gone because you've taken that option out. Similarly, let's go to the source tab and open the fuzzy matching option again. So what fuzzy matching is doing is, even if the values match maybe a certain percentage, it typically shows us those values. So now if I say ignore case as well, and now it's not taking Adrian Bing out because it's still passing that threshold here in this case. But let's go back. So we'll go to the gear icon. So you're still seeing Adrian Bing here. So before we do that, I also want to point out that there are 2 rows for John Smith which have matched. So you go here. So you can see that. So let's say I just want 1, I don't want 2. For every match, I just want a corresponding. So if that is the case, I could go here and say I just want 1. And I'll hit OK. And when I go here, though there are 5 rows matching, it's just showing the best match. Let's go back again to the gear icon on here, and with the fuzzy matching option on. So now if I set the similarity threshold to 1, you'll see that only 1 row is matching. So we go here now. Now let's play and say, hey, let's go to the gear icon again and open the fuzzy matching option out. And here I'll say ignore case, and I've hit OK. Now there are 2 rows matching. So can you see that now? So it was not matching on 100%, but if we check that option, or if we change the threshold. So now we'll start playing with the threshold. So click on the gear icon again, it opens for us. So I'll show you what we've covered. We've covered this match by combining text part where we had Jackie Chan. So that thing, it will not match for now. So I'm going to keep it out, and then we've also looked at a few other options, and we're not getting a lot of matches because our similarity threshold is very high. So we're saying if there's 100% match, and you can ignore the case, So it's just giving us 2 rows at the moment. So now let's start playing with this, and you can see So I had 1, and with 1 it was just matching 2. So now if I change it to 0.9 maybe, and it's saying 4 rows are matching, so I'll hit OK, and let's go here. So now you can see 4 rows. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and there are 2 Sarah Johnsons which have matched. So let's go back again, and I'll open the fuzzy matching, and now I will change the threshold again to 0.8, and you can see that more rows start coming. So if I go back here, so I've got multiple rows which are starting to match. So as I'm playing around with the thresholds, the values keep changing. So now let's go back here again, and I'll change the similarity threshold, and we'll keep a really low threshold so we get more joins. So I'll say 0.4 maybe, and hit OK. And now if you see this, we've got 8 matches. So and remember that we had taken for John Smith, it's not showing us both the rows because that's what we said. We just said 1. We want one match. And now let's go back again. So you could really reduce this number and bring the threshold down. We'll start getting more and more matches even with inner joins. And that's okay. So now I just wanted to show you one more thing called the mapping table. So I'll cancel out of this. I've got a mapping table. So I'm saying if the value in the sales table is Fruit Loop, convert it to Apple before matching. So you'll see that I've got so I've got in the employee table, I've got this Apple. So sorry. So if I go here, because I'm joining, it's going to do a conversion for us. So it'll convert Apple to Fruit Loop and join. So it does a match here because we're saying, hey, these values. Apple is Fruit Loop is Apple. So now let's go to fuzzy inner join. And now I'll just pick up the mapping table again. So go here, and I'll say use the mapping table as well. So it's just mapping. And now if I hit OK, and then we go to the results set. So now, so you can see Apple is also coming. So in this video, we've explored the inner join options with the Power Query Editor. So when we're doing a merge join, we use the fuzzy join, and then it starts matching a lot of rows based on what threshold we define for the fuzzy matching. So we could say, hey, we are okay with 10% matches, we are okay with 20% of the values match, and so on and so forth. And also what we've covered is, let's say there are 2 different values in 2 different data sources. We can also create a mapping table to say, if the values is this, look for this value instead. So if the value is maybe Fruit Loop, look for Apple, and if you find an Apple, just get me that row. So we can also use that. So in this video, we've covered the fuzzy matching option in the Power Query Editor for the inner join. So how that helps us to get more and more rows in and reduce the number of rows which are filtered out. So I hope you find this video useful, and thanks for watching this video. Please do subscribe to my channel and like my videos if you enjoy what I'm doing. Let me know if you would like me to take any specific topics. Cheers, bye.